Hello my fellow Brickheads, it is I, Galaxy of Bricks here, and welcome to another LEGO video. Now, I know it has been a couple of weeks since my last video. I apologise for that one. It has just been exceedingly busy in my day life and away from LEGO and the camera and everything, so apologies for that one. But to make up for this, I have decided to do a LEGO set review on a set that I've had in my collection for a while. I bought it off Amazon for far more than I actually anticipated to pay for it. So I should have done my research in advance before I bought it. But it is a set from 2015 that I think you will all enjoy. And it is this set number 75150. And it is the TIE Advanced versus A-Wing set. Now, as I say, this was released in 2015. You can tell by the Force Awakens box art. It's got the nice little Rebels logo for the TV show Star Wars Rebels at the bottom. Very nice. It retailed originally for about £80 in the UK and about $90 in the US and Canada. It comes with a piece count of 702 pieces and 4 minifigures. So, as always, we'll go into a little bit of the story behind this set, and then we will go into the minifigures. And because there are 2 builds with this set, I won't go into too much detail about the context of the minifigures, because I really want to go into the details of both the TIE Advanced and the A-Wing. So, without any further ado, let's just get straight into it. Now, this set is based in Star Wars Rebels, specifically Star Wars Rebels Season 2, the episode The Homecoming. Spoilers are ahead for those of you who haven't seen Star Wars Rebels yet, so if you want to skip ahead a minute or two, please do so. But this set is based on the concept of the Ghost and the Spectres and Phoenix Squadron, who are another band of rebels, on a series of missions, and then obviously Darth Vader interferes and just completely obliterates Phoenix Squadron, and it just absolutely it's brutal for like a kids TV series, but they've done it so very well that it actually works. Like it's a great TV series in itself, Star Wars Rebels. It's an underrated TV series because everybody always picks the Clone Wars, but this episode in particular, to make a set about it, is quite a unique thing, and 2015 as well was a really good time for Star Wars Rebel sets, because a lot of the Star Wars Rebel sets from this time were very, very, very strong. So there's very few duds in this series. So we will look at the minifigures first, and then we will work our way into the models. So we might as well kick things off with the generic A-Wing pilot for this set. As you can tell, she's based on the character of Phoenix 2 in the episode. It comes with a double-sided face. So you've got a more happy face, more sort of angry, serious face. The helmet design for the A-Wing pilots hasn't changed very much in the last, 5 or 6 years. So if you've got the 2016 A-Wing, you're not going to get much different than that. Obviously, the torso printing and the colour scheme is very different. It comes with a standard blaster pistol. I mean, I like it. I think it's good. It kind of beefs up my Rebel pilots that I've got in my collection already. So yeah, so that's the A-Wing pilot. You've got another Rebel with this set, which is surprising, given the fact that it's Darth Vader versus an A-Wing. They give you 2 generic character. They give you 2 other characters that aren't a pilot or Darth Vader. They give you some named characters in this set, which is, I mean, it's a good way of getting these characters, but it's still a bit of a strange oddity, but it's a good oddity. You've got Sabine Wren, the Mandalorian member of the Ghost and the Spectres. She's got her ever quirky hairpiece as well, so it's blue, turquoise and green. Her Mandalorian blasters, which if you've seen my Mandalorian set review, you will see It's quite common with Mandalorian figures. I love obviously, you know, the torso print for this one is good. And obviously, you know, you've got the Starbird. I don't know if you can quite see it on camera, but you can see the sort of like the Starbird symbol on her chest there. Would have been nice to get some arm printing, but considering this is 2015 Sabine Wren, and they haven't released one since, I think we can be happy with this one, because the previous versions of Sabine have had like flesh-coloured arms and stuff. So this version is quite a good one because it's quite dark. It's a lot more in keeping with her later appearances. The only issue is her skin tone should be a little bit darker, whereas obviously this one is quite is more fleshy coloured. Sabine's skin colour should actually be a little bit more darker than this. So it's not a major criticism, but it's just an observation. If you're going to at least do the hairpiece, you might as well try and get the flesh tone right for the figure. It doesn't come with a helmet though, which is a bit of a shame, because you tend to see him more often than not with a helmet in the TV series as opposed to without one. So again, it's nice to get a Sabine Wren. I've got two, so I've got this one and the Advent Calendar Sabine Wren. So this one I think is a lot better because you get both blasters. You've got everyone's favourite detestable Imperial. You've got Grand Moff Tarkin. But obviously his hairpiece is a lot darker because it's a younger version of Tarkin. His uniform is a lot more sort of like khaki sort of green to reflect the Imperial uniforms of Star Wars Rebels at the time. Fun fact, this is only about the time of recording. I think this is on the third set that you can actually get a version of Governor Tarkin in. So you can get him in the original 2008 Death Star, the 2014 Death Star, and this set. So, I mean, this is the first Governor Tarkin that I've owned and I've ever owned. I've had I've always wanted a Death Star, but I've never justified paying that much money for one. And I don't think I ever will now because it's been discontinued. And I don't know if they'll ever release a Governor Tarkin again. I hope that they do, but I don't know if they will. So to kind of get a version of Governor Tarkin, whether he's young, the Rebels version or the original trilogy version, I don't mind. It's just nice to get one. I think in a set like this, though, it's a bit strange that he's included, but I'm not going to complain that he's included. It's a good way of getting a character like this. So that's very nice. He comes with his standard Imperial blaster. He's got his Grand Moff's plaque insignia on the chest. He's got the back printing as well to show his Imperial uniform. Very nice. And we can't have a set like this without everyone's favourite Sith Lord, Darth Vader. Now, obviously, this was 2015. There have been other versions of Darth Vader available. I only have 2 Darth Vaders in my collection. Technically 3, I have 3 versions of Vader in my collection. I've got the Darth Vader from the 2016 Vader Transformation set, this version, and the Advent Calendar version that comes with a Christmas jumper. So I actually only own 3 Darth Vaders. Got a very nice soft goods cape. Really easy to pose with. Very nice. You've got his red bladed lightsaber. The printing on the chest and the legs is very nice. Obviously, this is a lot more based on his Rebels version than his original trilogy and TV version. So there are some differences. You understand why it's a little bit different. And then obviously, his white face, which when I opened it up at first, I spoke to one of my friends who's also a Lego collector, and he also does TikTok. And I said to him, when I opened this up and saw Darth Vader's face, I thought it kind of looked like Uncle Fester from the Addams Family. But, I mean, it's Darth Vader, isn't it? He's such an iconic character, especially with Kenobi being back, and obviously that's in the public consciousness. Any set that has Darth Vader, or any set that features Darth Vader and Obi-Wan Kenobi, currently on the secondary market, has increased in price. So if you are looking for any sets that maybe feature Darth Vader in any iteration, old, new, sort of the last couple of years, be prepared to pay a little bit more for them. So that's just a word of advice from me, because I've done my research and I've done some homework, and yeah, they are currently going for quite a bit of money, the secondary market. So yeah, so if you are looking for a Darth Vader, I would advise you look for a smaller set or a cheaper set, or invest in one of the newer sets that you know Vader's going to be in. So like your final jewel, I wouldn't get, that's gone up in price. You could probably get him in like the Vader transformation, or you could probably get him in there's like a little small like bubble style Darth Vader. You can probably get him in that. That's probably a cheap option. Or if you want to have a little bit of fun, you can get one of the secondary Darth Vaders in like a Christmas jumper, or in something quirky on Bricklink or eBay. So yeah. So that's a minifigure selection. One bit of disappointment I have with this set is for the price you pay. So 2015, it was $79.99. One criticism I have is for this time period, you only actually get 4 minifigures. I mean, you get Flipfire missiles, but you only get 4 minifigures. Makes sense to get Darth Vader, and it makes sense to get an A-Wing pilot, because that's the name on the box. But Sabine Wren, Grand Moff Tarkin, good inclusions, beefs up the set a little bit. But you could maybe included another one of the ghost crew. I don't know, maybe if you've watched the episode, you'll know what I mean. There are other characters you could have fit in. You could maybe fit in another Imperial, or you could have fitted in like another one of the hero characters, or another A-Wing pilot. So there are options there, guys, but it's just a small gripe because of just the price you're paying for it. But having said that, one thing that is good about this set are the builds. So we'll go straight into the we'll start with the A-Wing first. Now this is the A-Wing that you get with this set. You'll notice that this version of the A-Wing is vastly different than a lot of other versions we've had. So in 2015, we hadn't had that many A-Wings. We'd had a couple of small ones from like the years previously. And obviously in 2016, we had the more on-screen Return of the Jedi A-Wing. And then obviously, recent times, we've had the UCS A-Wing, and we've had the Resistance A-Wing that has been featured with Snap Wexley and Lieutenant Connix in a green sort of material. This version, which I say is based on Phoenix 2, is actually based on original concept art for the A-Wing by artist Ralph McQuarrie. Now, for those of you who are familiar, and for those of you who aren't familiar, Ralph McQuarrie was one of the initial concept designers for the original Star Wars. So he came up with some of the designs you see for characters like Darth Vader. He came up with some of the designs for Boba Fett, some of the ships. There's a very famous image of Ralph McQuarrie's done, and it's the idea that the lightsabers weren't used by the Jedi. They were actually like swords used by stormtroopers, and they used like sword and shield, so it was very like medieval-esque. And then there's also the iconic image of a white Boba Fett as well. So if you aren't familiar with the art of Ralph McQuarrie, I would very much recommend, when this video is over and you've watched it, go and look up some of the artwork for Star Wars, because some of the designs are magnificent. And Star Wars Rebels, a lot of the designs and a lot of the concepts for the TV series are based on his artwork. So Zeb Orrelios is actually an original concept for what they thought Chewbacca was going to look like. And the Rebels version of Darth Vader is like a McQuarrie concept Darth Vader. So there's a lot of things out there that he's done. And this A-Wing harks back to some of his designs. So you've got these bulky side cannons here, which at first I didn't like. I just thought they looked a little bit out of place. But then again, it kind of adds to that whole sort of early rebellion, kind of like janky sort of makeshift fleet that they were trying to come up with. So obviously I get why it looks a little bit bulkier and it doesn't look as pristine as later versions are. So it's kind of that. You've got, so these front pieces here, those are stickers. That's stickers. That you've got stickers there. As you can tell, they're not stuck on very well. I'm not good with stickers. That's a sticker at the back as well. This is the back bit. Now these adjust, which is really nice. You can have these like sort of like that. So if you want to sort of spice up your A-wing a little bit, you've got the option to. You pull the cockpit. I'm not going to do it now on camera because I nearly lost them before. But what you do is you pull this back, and flip-fire missiles fire out at the front, which are located here. And then this is the underside. So you've got two white elastic bands here that help control the firing mechanism. Be careful with that one. Make sure that when you do it, don't aim it at your eyes or aim it at your face, because it will hurt. And then obviously you've got the landing gear as well. So I've had it in landing configuration since I built it. And all you do is flick these down, flick this down, and then you've got your A-wing in flight mode. It does wobble a little bit. I don't know if it's how I've built it or if that's how it's meant to be. So I think if you're going to have it on display it in flight mode first with the legs up. That's probably the quickest, easiest way of actually doing it. Overall, really nice build, really nice set. I only have two A-wings, so I've got this one and the Rise of Skywalker version. I like the colour scheme of this one. I like that sort of old, beaten up aesthetic that comes with it, because it gives off the fact that these are the rebels. They're not a highly trained, highly professional fleet like you see in the movies. They're just trying to get by. I love that. My only criticism I've got with it is I wish they'd done more printed pieces than stickers, but I can live with that because I get stickers are cheaper than printed pieces. If you've seen my previous videos, you know I'm not a big sticker fan. So yeah, but no, that's the A-wing, and I must admit, I actually really do like it. I mean, it's not the prettiest of builds, but it's actually one of the easiest. I did this on my TikTok live when I interacted with some of my fans and some other Lego collectors, and it's a nice relaxing build. It's nothing too strenuous, it's nothing too over the top. So yeah, that's the A-wing. I quite like it. It's a little bit different. And now we come on to the main vehicle of this set, which is Darth Vader's TIE Advanced Starfighter. Now, I've got to admit, it's been a long time since I've owned a TIE Advanced, because I used to own one that came as part of the TIE collection. So it was a TIE Fighter, a TIE Interceptor, and then you had like the droid brain Starfighter, and then you had Vader's TIE Advanced as well. So that was the early 2000s. That was like a blue and black one. It's amazing to see how far the build designs have come, because to the best of my knowledge, at time of release of this was the newest iteration of the TIE Advanced. We hadn't had another version. I think the last one was like 2009. Yeah, 2009, according to my notes. So it's amazing to see just how far Lego have come, but also how they've kept a lot of similarities as well. The wings do adjust, so you can have them sort of like curved, or you can have them straight like that, and that can stand up. So it kind of got a very sort of, it's almost like a standard TIE Fighter, but it's got a rounded back edge here. So I think it looks better with the wings folded like so, because it is a TIE Advanced that way. You've got your fold down cockpit here, which is like that. You've got the droid body as the control yoke, which you've got the droid body as a control yoke and everything like that. And then you've got the hatch at the top as well, which you've got the hatch as well at the top. So that's the inside of it. Yeah, there's nothing overly fancy with this build. I think a lot of the technique for it has kind of just gone into the wings, I think. There are sticker pieces on the back of this. So, for example, this bit here, the stickers on there. You've got printed pieces for the wings here. And you've got printed pieces for the wings here. The cockpit hatch and the windscreen, they're printed pieces, so they're not stickers. You have two flip-fire missiles. You have two flip-fire missiles here. And all you need to do, these come with like, there's little black Technic pieces here, and all you do is push them down and the missiles fire out, as you have just seen, because I've just shot one across my kitchen table. overall, I like the TIE Advance because I think it's such an iconic ship now. We see it in Star Wars A New Hope. We've seen it in Star Wars Rebels. It's appeared in other Star Wars media as well. And I like it. I think it's good. And I think, because I have the Han Solo TIE Fighter, this will look really nice with my Solo TIE Fighter. Because bear in mind at the time, this was when The Force Awakens had just released. So this was about 7 years ago when this came out. And obviously we had the Special Forces TIE Fighter and the First Order TIE Fighter. So it was all focused on the new movies. So to get a classic vehicle from the Rebels TV series at the time, I'm all for it. I like it. And like I say, it's not a bad little build, actually. They give you 2 bags for the wings. So I think there's about 6... There's 6 numbered bags, but there's 7 bags overall, because 2 of the bags are actually number 6. And it requires you to either build the wings separately, knowing that you're getting the same parts, or if you've got the patience and the time, build both wings at the same time and then just attach them on. I built this very late in the evening. I didn't finish till about like 10 past 11 at night when I built this one, because I built the A-wing late and I did some stuff on my TikTok and I did some stuff and I had to go for food in between and stuff. So I didn't actually finish this one till like 10 past 11. So I was very tired when I finished it and I made a couple of mistakes. But having seen it built, I'm glad that I built it because it looks absolutely superb. This whole set as a whole is fantastic. So this is the A-wing, so the TIE Advanced, and you've got the A-wing here. We are coming up to the end of the video. Just some final thoughts to close it. It's a great set from 2015. 702 pieces for £80 at time of release. It's one of those things where it's not worth the price per brick, because neither of these sets, neither the TIE Fighter nor the A-Wing, are worth £40 separately. If you were to get these as individual sets, you probably pay about £30 and you probably get Vader, Tarkin, maybe an Imperial droid or a TIE pilot. If you were to get the A-Wing as a set, you would probably get the A-Wing pilot, Sabine Wren, maybe another A-Wing pilot or Rebel ground crew, something like that. You would get a couple of extra figures if these were released individually, and they wouldn't be £40. They'd probably be between, say, 30 to 35. So £80 for both is a lot of money in the time it was released. And obviously, you only get 4 minifigures. That's my only major criticism of this set, is the price is a little bit steep for the time, and you only get the 4 minifigures. You don't get much else other than those 4 and these 2. But the builds are very good. It's the only version, to the best of my knowledge at time of recording, of the A-Wing, say the TIE Advance that we've got. So it's, if you're a diehard Imperial collector and you love TIE Fighters, it's a must-have for your collection. The A-Wing is nice. It's one of the more sleeker sort of designs, and the colour scheme is very different to something that we've had recently. So that's nice. The minifigure selection, it's a good way to get a Grand Moff Tarkin, even though you are going to pay a little bit more for it now on the secondary market. I would advise that you go to eBay and get this, even if it's even if it's in box and the box is a little bit beat up, or it's in box and anything like that. I would just advise that you get it on eBay. That's probably your best bet. And obviously it's a good way of getting a Sabine, because Sabine's a character that's featured in a lot of the early Rebel sets and the Rebel frigate and some of the other stuff. So it's a good way of getting Sabine. But all in all, relatively good set. I'm glad that I built it and I'm glad that I got a hold of it. I just wish that I hadn't have paid as much for it. I'm not going to say how much I paid, because I paid quite a bit of money over its original retail price 7 years later than what I should have paid for it. So that's my fault for not looking into it. However, it is a very good set. And if you were lucky to get this in 2015, good on you. I can understand why you picked it up. If, like me, you were unfortunate to get it in 2015 and you've got it a lot later, do your homework, do your research, make sure that you look at what you are buying and make sure that you're buying this set in a relatively decent condition and it's got all the bits. because you don't want to pay like a lot more money for it on the secondary market to find you've not got everything, which can happen. So just be very careful, guys. Right, so if you've got any comments, questions or queries, please get in touch with me. I will answer them whenever I can. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything that I post on this channel. I have been doing a lot more things on my TikTok recently, so if you have TikTok and you watch this video, go to TikTok and look for the Galaxy of Bricks. You will find me on there. I'm on there pretty regularly, so I post quite a lot on there. You can follow me on Instagram as well, where I'm going to post some pictures of this set, and that's Galaxy of Bricks as well. So yeah, follow me there, subscribe here. Get in touch with me if you've got any comments, questions or queries. What did you think of this set review? Have you got this set? Do you like it? Is it something that you wish that you had? You know, let me know. I genuinely love to hear what you guys think. So yeah, leave me comments in the comment section, and I will see you all again very, very soon. Take care, guys. Bye-bye now.